Chosen ones, I need you to listen closely because only 1% of those reading this will truly step into the billions that God has meticulously prepared for this hour. Tonight, the Father is speaking directly to your spirit, declaring that it is finally your turn to claim what has been reserved in the heavens. The gates of divine wealth are not just unlocked, they are swinging wide open, and your name has been etched in gold upon them by the Creator Himself. This isn't some fleeting dream or a distant, maybe someday, hope that you have to chase. This is a solid promise from the King of Kings, sealed in the spiritual realm and ready to pour down into your physical reality. Something massive is shifting in the atmosphere right now, and it is designed to flood your life with an abundance that goes far beyond your wildest imagination. Stay with me through every word of this message, because each sentence is a spiritual key designed to unlock the specific treasures that belong to you. Your life has been a long journey of trials and testing, hasn't it? You've walked through dark valleys where shadows of doubt whispered that you'd never make it, and you've faced obstacles that seemed like towering, unscalable walls. But I want you to realize tonight that those moments were never meant to break your spirit. They were meant to forge your character. Every struggle you endured, every tear you shed in private, and every sleepless night was a chisel in God's expert hand. He was shaping you into a vessel that is finally strong enough and stable enough to carry the weight of His kingdom's wealth without being crushed by it. The world around you may have tried to label you as ordinary or overlooked, but the heavens have always known that you are extraordinary and set apart. Tonight, that hidden truth is breaking free into the light for everyone to see. You must understand that the billions God is promising aren't just about the money itself. They are a symbol of His immense trust in your heart. This wealth is a testament to your unshakable faith through the fire. Think about the life of Joseph. He was sold into slavery by his own blood, locked away in a cold prison, and forgotten by those He went out of His way to help. To the world, he looked like a nobody, a prisoner with no future. But God saw a ruler in training, and in one single divine moment, Joseph went from a dungeon to a palace. That same divine shift is happening for you at this very moment. The long years of waiting, of believing when no one else stood with you, have all led to this specific intersection of time and eternity. God's hand is moving right now, rearranging your circumstances and opening doors that no human power can ever shut again. Your quiet faithfulness hasn't gone unnoticed. It has caught the eye of the Father, and He is saying, "It's time." I want you to pause for a second and let that truth sink into your bones. You aren't here reading this by accident. The Creator of the universe has called you by name, and He isn't offering you scraps or leftovers. He is handing you the keys to a legacy that will last for generations to come. This journey isn't about the frantic chasing of wealth. It's about the peaceful receiving of what has already been assigned to your name in the archives of heaven. Your heart already knows this is true. That's what that stirring in your spirit is right now. That fire that refuses to quit, even when you're tired, is God whispering for you to get ready for the increase. If you can feel that resonance, I want you to claim this moment and connect with other chosen souls who are walking this same high path. What does it truly mean to step into billions? It's not just about a high balance in a bank account. It is about the absolute freedom to live out your divine purpose without any financial limits or worldly constraints. It is the power to lift others up, to build institutions that matter, to heal the broken, and to fundamentally change the world for the better. God's wealth always comes with a specific calling to be a beacon of His light, showing the world what happens when human faith meets divine favor. Picture your hands overflowing, not just with currency, but with endless opportunities to create, to give, and to transform lives. The enemy tried his best to keep you small and quiet, but God has declared no more. Tonight, you are officially stepping into the 1% that He has chosen for a greatness that serves His kingdom. Let's talk about the timing of your life, because God's clock doesn't tick like ours does. You might have spent seasons wondering why the breakthrough was taking so long, or why the promise felt like it was moving further away. But you have to realize that every delay was divine and purposeful. Every closed door was actually God's protection, and every setback you faced was actually a setup for this very moment. You are like a farmer who has been patiently waiting for the harvest after a long season of sowing. You've been planting seeds of faith, patience, and obedience in the dark. Now the ground is starting to tremble because the harvest is finally rising to meet you. Deuteronomy 28:8 says that the Lord will command the blessing on your storehouses and in everything you set your hand to do. That command isn't a suggestion. It is active and alive tonight over your life. You've watched others rise quickly, haven't you? You've seen people who seemed less prepared or less faithful get ahead, and maybe it stung your heart. But God wasn't overlooking you. He was refining you for something much larger. The billions He is releasing now aren't for those who just stumble into luck. They are for the 1% who have been purified by the fire and stayed true when the world screamed at them to give up. You aren't just getting money. You are becoming a steward of the King. I want you to imagine the exact moment it happens. A phone call, a sudden connection, or a digital notification that changes everything. Something shifts in the natural, and suddenly the floodgates of heaven are forced open. You will see opportunities you never saw coming, and resources you didn't even know existed flowing toward you with ease. This isn't a fantasy or a fairy tale. It is divine orchestration at its finest. God is currently aligning people, places, and specific moments to deliver exactly what He promised you years ago. Your job isn't to force the outcome through stress. Your job is to stay in a posture of receiving. Trust that the Master is already moving the pieces on the chessboard of your life. Your faith has built a foundation that is finally strong enough to hold the weight of billions without cracking. If this is resonating deep in your soul, signal to the heavens that you are ready to step into your inheritance. Don't just be a passive observer. Declare your readiness. Let the universe know you are claiming your rightful place among the chosen stewards of wealth. God is watching your response right now, and He is smiling because you stayed faithful even when the storm was at its loudest. Now the clouds are parting, and the light of His favor is breaking through the gray. We have to address the enemy for a moment, because he has been very busy trying to derail you. He's been whispering lies that you aren't enough, that wealth is only for other people, and that your dreams are simply too big to be realistic. He has thrown every possible distraction, delay, and doubt your way, hoping you would just quit and settle for a mediocre life. But here is the profound truth. Every single lie he told you was actually proof of how big your calling really is. The enemy doesn't waste his ammunition on ordinary people. He is terrified of you because you are chosen for impact. Isaiah 54:17 promises that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. All those lies are becoming powerless today, and those obstacles are starting to crumble into dust. Tonight, you are stepping over the wreckage of your past struggles and into your true destiny. Think of young David, a shepherd boy facing a giant when everyone else was hiding in fear. The world laughed at his lack of armor, but God saw a king with a heart for His people. David didn't need the world's tools to win. He needed his faith. You have that same giant, slaying faith inside you right now, and the wealth God is releasing is the tool you will use to build an empire that honors Him. Now we must get practical about this shift. God's blessings don't usually fall on those who are idle or indifferent. You have been praying and believing, but are you truly ready to act when the signal is given? When that door finally opens, you must have the courage to walk through it. When the opportunity presents itself, you must be prepared to seize it with both hands. God isn't just dropping wealth into your lap without having prepared your mind first. He has been teaching you wisdom, discernment, and spiritual strength through every hard season you've survived. Proverbs 16:3 tells us to commit our work to the Lord, and our plans will be established. If you have to start small, then start small, but the point is to start moving. Your actions are the physical signal to God that you are ready for the much He has promised. Think of Abraham, who was called to leave everything he knew for a land he had never seen. He didn't have a map. He only had a promise from a God he trusted. Yet he moved his feet, and because he moved, God made him the father of many nations. You are standing at your own crossroads tonight, and the promise of billions is asking for your courage to move when the Spirit says go. This isn't about greed or selfish hoarding. God's kingdom wealth is always about the overflow. The billions he is entrusting to you are meant to flow through you like a river, touching thousands of lives, healing broken hearts, and building dreams that were once thought impossible. Think of Solomon, whose legendary wisdom and wealth weren't just for his own comfort, but were for the benefit of an entire nation. Your blessing is significantly bigger than just your own needs. It is for your family, your community, and the global mission of the Father. God has chosen you to be a channel of His goodness, a living, breathing proof that He actually keeps His promises to His children. If you feel that fire burning in your spirit, embrace it as a seal of this moment. You aren't watching or reading this by chance. You are here because the Holy Spirit led you to this specific message at this specific time. Tonight, you are joining the 1% who are destined for billions, not because of some stroke of luck, but because of a divine decree that was written before you were even born. Let's talk honestly about the fear that has tried to grip you. It's been there, hasn't it? That quiet, nagging voice asking, what if it doesn't happen? What if I'm not really the one? But you must realize that fear is a professional liar. God didn't bring you through all those trials just to leave you empty, handed at the finish line. Joshua 1:9 commands us to be strong and courageous because the Lord our God is with us wherever we go. The billions waiting for you aren't a gamble or a maybe. They are a guarantee from the one who has never once failed on a promise. Step past that shadow of fear. It is nothing more than an illusion, and you are walking in the brilliant light of favor. Consider Queen Esther, a young woman thrust into a high-stakes role she didn't choose for herself. She faced massive fear and the weight of a kingdom on her shoulders, yet she stepped forward with the resolve that if she perished, she perished. Her courage ended up saving an entire nation from destruction. Your courage tonight is the key that unlocks billions, not just for your own bank account, but for the sacred purpose God has placed deep within your soul. You might wonder, why only 1%? It is because not everyone is willing to truly believe when things look impossible. Not everyone is willing to stay the course when the path gets narrow and lonely. The 1% are those rare souls who hear the voice of God and actually act on it. Those who trust when the rest of the world is screaming in doubt. You are in that 1% because you've already proven your endurance. You've prayed in the pitch black, you've believed in the middle of silence, and you've stood tall while the storm tried to blow you over. Tonight, God is declaring that it is officially your turn to experience the manifestation of that faith. I want you to visualize it clearly, a life where lack is nothing more than a distant, faded memory. Imagine waking up every day with the absolute peace that your needs are met, your biggest dreams are fully funded, and your purpose is crystal clear. This isn't a pipe dream, it is the blueprint God has for your life. These billions are simply a tool, a master key to unlock doors of influence you didn't even know existed until now. They are the means to live out the destiny written in your very DNA. Take a moment to reflect on the burdens you've carried for far too long, the mounting bills, the constant worries, and the dreams that you had to put on a shelf. Tonight, God is lifting those heavy weights off your shoulders. He is saying, I've got this. The billions are about more than money. They are about the ultimate freedom, freedom to breathe, freedom to be creative, and freedom to give to others without a single ounce of fear. You aren't just stepping into a new tax bracket. You are stepping into a new identity as a trusted steward of the Most High. This wealth isn't just for your lifetime either. It is for the generations that will come after you. Think of the massive impact you will have. Schools being built, families being lifted out of poverty, and entire communities being transformed because you said yes to God. Your billions are like a seed planted today that will grow into a massive forest of blessings for decades to come. God isn't just blessing you for your sake. He is blessing everyone who will ever be connected to you. Your name will become a beacon of hope and a testament to what happens when God decides it is someone's turn to rise. Look at the story of Noah. He was mocked and ridiculed for building a massive ship in the middle of a desert where it had never rained. The world saw a fool, but God saw a faithful servant who was preparing for a shift they couldn't see yet. When the floods finally came, Noah's faith saved his entire family and the future of humanity. Your faith tonight is building an ark not for a flood of destruction, but for a flood of abundance. The world may not understand your confidence yet, but they will see the results. Your billions will eventually speak much louder than their current doubts ever could. This moment is sacred ground. It is the place where old promises are finally fulfilled and new destinies are birthed into the earth. God isn't just giving you money. He is giving you the authority to shape culture and to lead with integrity. The 1% aren't chosen because they are perfect people. They are chosen because they are trusting people. You have trusted Him through the heat of the furnace, and now He is trusting you with the treasures of His kingdom. Can you feel that shift in your spirit? That is the movement of God, bringing your season of lack to a permanent end. When the billions arrive, and they absolutely will, it is vital that you don't forget where you came from. Always remember the nights you spent on your knees, the days you held on by a thread, and the moments you chose to believe God over your bank statement. Those moments are what built the character necessary for this breakthrough. Psalm 107 says to give thanks to the Lord, for He is good. Your gratitude will be the anchor that keeps you grounded, reminding you that this wealth belongs to Him and has been entrusted to you for His glory. Think of Ruth, working hard in the fields just to survive, completely unaware that God was leading her directly to Boaz, to a legacy that would eventually birth kings. Your steps, just like hers, are being divinely guided even when you can't see the destination. Every choice you've made in favor of faith has led you to this very night. This is your Boaz moment, a divine appointment where God says, you've passed the test and you are ready for the increase. Trust the process and walk boldly into this new reality. This isn't about becoming someone entirely new. It's about finally becoming the person God has always seen when He looked at you. The world tried its best to dim your light and make you blend in, but God has been fanning your embers into a roaring flame. These billions are the fuel for that fire, allowing you to shine brighter, reach further, and love deeper than you ever could before. You aren't just joining the 1%. You are going to redefine what that looks like by showing the world what a chosen child of God does with massive resources. If you feel this truth burning in your chest, let it settle deep within you. Tonight is more than just a moment in time. It is the start of a movement. You are stepping into billions not by some random chance, but by a divine decree that cannot be revoked. God is giving you this wealth to expand your vision, to see far beyond your own city, your own needs, and even your own lifetime. He wants you to see a world that is fundamentally transformed by your hands and your heart. Habakkuk 2:3 tells us that the vision awaits its appointed time, and though it lingers, it will certainly come. Your vision is coming to life right now. Think of Moses leading an entire nation through a harsh desert. He didn't always see the full path ahead, but he kept his eyes on the promise. Your billions are your promised land, not just a place for you to sit back and rest, but a place for you to build and lead. You are called to show the world what is possible when the hand of the Almighty is resting on a human life. We must address any lingering doubt that might be whispering in your ear. Is this real? Can you really trust this? Know that doubt is simply the enemy's last-ditch effort to stop the inevitable. He sees the billions God has prepared for you, and he is trembling with fear. John 10:10 says the thief comes only to steal and destroy, but Christ came so that you could have life in total abundance. Choose the abundance of Christ over the lies of the enemy. Tonight, let your doubt die so that your faith can fully rise and take its place. Think of the woman at the well, broken and shamed by her past, yet chosen by Jesus for a divine encounter that changed everything. One single conversation transformed her life, her reputation, and her entire village. This message is your encounter. God is speaking directly to your heart, saying, "Your billions are here. Will you step into them? The wealth God is giving you is holy. It is not for selfish gain, but for a sacred purpose." Like the servants with the talents in the Bible, God is entrusting you with much because you proved you were faithful with a little. You are ready, not because you have lived a perfect life, but because He is perfect within you. If you are claiming this holy trust, let it be known in your heart and through your words. Declare to the heavens that you are ready to carry this weight with purpose. The enemy may be watching, but he is completely powerless to stop a promise that God has already signed. This is your night of impact. Think of the thousands of lives you will touch and the hope you will restore to the hopeless. You are becoming a river of life in a dry land. Your billions are more than currency. They are a mantle of divine authority. You are stepping into a role where your voice will carry significant weight and your actions will shift the destinies of others. This isn't about control, it's about high-level stewardship. God has placed His authority within you to move mountains and open doors that were previously bolted shut. Like Deborah leading her nation with strength and wisdom, your billions are your platform to speak life and show the world the power of a chosen soul. You are a force anointed to shape the future of your family and your industry. The heavens are waiting for your response. Your season of waiting is officially over, and your season of billions has begun. This is your resurrection moment, a divine comeback that will silence every person who ever doubted you and will bring all the glory back to God. Arise, chosen one. Step into your season and watch as every single promise He ever made you comes to life in vivid, beautiful color. Your influence is about to ripple outward, changing lives you haven't even met yet and building a legacy that will outlive your physical body. You are a history maker, writing a story of faith and generosity that will be told for years to come. Think of the peace that is coming with this wealth, not a chaotic or stressful riches, but a wealth anchored in God's deep calm. This won't steal your sleep. It will deepen your rest because you know that the provider is the one holding it all together. You are sitting at the feet of the Master, receiving His plan for your life. You are purposeful, you are resilient, and you are divinely connected. You have been formed by pressure like a diamond, and now you are ready to shine with the brilliance of the King's treasure. Step out onto the water like Peter did. Even if it feels unsteady at first, know that the one who called you is the one who will sustain you. Move in faith, and watch as He turns your smallest actions into a global movement of grace and abundance. This is your time, this is your turn. Step into your billions.